Have you ever stopped to think that you might be living inside an invisible prison? A prison that doesn't have iron bars or heavy locks, but one that robs you of the most valuable things you own, your time and your money. This isn't an exaggeration. It is the harsh reality millions of people face every single day without even noticing. And that prison has a name: banks, credit cards, hidden interest rates, inflation, and the repetitive financial habits that keep you stuck. The worst part? You think you're making free decisions, when in truth, you were just playing a game that was designed for you to lose from the very beginning. Now let this sink in. If you leave $5,000 just sitting in the bank, inflation eats away at it year after year. Did you know that on average, what you can buy with $5,000 today will cost $5,500 or more in just 1 year? That means you're getting poorer by simply standing still. That's the silent trap. The system doesn't have to rob you outright. It already set the rules, so your money loses value every single day. And while you feel proud telling yourself you have savings in the bank, the truth is that the banks are multiplying that same money by lending it out at sky-high interest rates, getting richer while your balance sits frozen. But the invisible prison doesn't stop there. Have you noticed those pre-approved loans or credit lines that pop up in your banking app as if they were gifts? That's not free money. That's chains disguised as opportunity, because every time you take the bait of easy credit, you're selling more hours of your life to the bank. You become a slave to endless installments, hidden interest, and debts that snowball out of control. And here is the irony. While you celebrate the fact that you can finance a phone in 24 installments, the bank is celebrating because they've trapped you in their system. Here's a brutal fact: over 60% of people who get a raise end up deeper in debt just a few months later. Why? Because instead of using that extra income to invest or build assets, they use it to increase their spending. They upgrade the car, move into a more expensive home, buy more things they don't need. They fall into the trap of earn more, spend more. And here's the cruel reality: all of this is by design. While you're working overtime to maintain your new lifestyle, someone else is investing, building wealth, and quietly getting ahead. Want another uncomfortable secret? The wealthy don't see banks as a place to store money. They use them as tools. While the middle class thinks money in a savings account means security, the wealthy know true security comes from making money work. Investment funds, real estate, stocks, businesses that generate cash flow. These multiply while they sleep. That's why you can work 8 to 10 hours a day and still feel stuck, while they live off dividends and passive income earned by making smarter moves. And here's the final blow: the invisible prison also manipulates your mind. It convinces you that investing is dangerous, that the stock market is just a casino, that people like you shouldn't take risks. How many times have you heard that? These phrases are planted by the very system that wants you dependent on the bank. But here's the truth: the biggest risk isn't investing. The biggest risk is not investing. It's letting time slip away while inflation destroys your savings, so that by the time you retire, you're left with nothing after a lifetime of hard work. Think about it. How much time have you wasted believing that saving was enough? How many times have you said, "I don't have money to invest," and then gone out and wasted it on pointless things, appearances, or status symbols? That's the hardest chain of all, the mindset that convinces you you can escape. The system wants you to laugh at people who save, who invest, who live with discipline, because as long as everyone keeps laughing, no one escapes the cycle. Work, pay bills, survive, repeat. So here is a provocation. What if you've been trapped in this prison for years without realizing it? What if every decision you thought was freedom, credit, financing, that new card, was just another chain holding you down? The invisible prison is real, and the only way out is to change your mindset, to learn how money truly works and use the very same rules in your favor. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these invisible chains has you trapped? Is it consumerism, debt, fear of investing, or the belief that there's no way out? Recognizing it is the first step, because financial freedom doesn't begin when you earn more. It begins the moment you stop being a slave to a system that was never built to see you free.